What's up, guys? My name's Chris, and I'm at the Columbus Blue Jackets versus the New Jersey Devils hockey game. It's my first NHL game live. You guys are watching Post to Post.
Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. And you've got the Washington Capitals back in the playoffs again, facing the Columbus Blue Jackets. I don't even know if you could call them an underdog. The Metro was so close. Columbus was right behind Washington for a little bit, just by a couple points. They still are only a couple points behind Washington in the series, in the season. So it's not really a David and Goliath kind of matchup. They're very similar teams as far as defensively and stuff. And obviously Washington has a lot of firepower. Columbus has a little harder time scoring. Let's go through the numbers quickly.
All right.
Washington, 3.12 goals per game, 2.90 goals against per game, 22.5% on the power play, 80.3% on the penalty kill, 50.04 on the faceoff circle. If we go over to Columbus, they're at 2.88 goals per game, 2.76 goals against per game, 17.2 on the power play, 76.2% on the penalty kill, 48.4% in the faceoff circle. So if you look at the power plays, Washington 22.5 versus 17.2.
Yeah.
So Columbus's power play is really not great at all. If you look at the players, Ovechkin 87 points, Kuznetsov 83, Backstrom 71, Carlson 68, Oshie 47, Eller 38, Wilson 35, and on the Columbus side, Panarin 82 drops right down to Jones with 57, Dubois has 48, Atkinson 46, Bjorkstrand 40, Werenski 37, and Wenberg 35. So Washington is not as deep as on paper. They're not as deep as offensively as deep as they were in the past.
True.
Probably 7 to 8 years, I would say.
Yeah.
But they definitely still have their weapons. Now, I'm going to drop this on you, and I kind of said I wanted to surprise you with something before the video.
You did, and I was going to pretend I knew about it, but say, yeah, I heard about that. But I haven't heard any stories.
Do you know who the starting goaltenders are?
No, I don't.
Well, Bobrovsky.
That doesn't surprise me. And it's not Holtby?
Washington is not starting Holtby.
What?
They're starting Grubauer.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, wow.
Grubauer
a shock.
Grubauer has played 35 games this year.
Right.
His goals against average is 2.35 with a .923 save percentage. Pretty good numbers.
Yeah.
Actually, really good numbers.
Yeah.
Holtby, 54 games played, 2.99 goals against average, and a .907 save percentage.
Wow.
So Grubauer is significantly better as far as the numbers go. I don't think the team plays any different in front of either goalie. I think Grubauer's just been the better goalie this year. But still, Holtby's your guy. You're paying him the most. He's clearly your starter. That's a pretty bold statement to make when you start your backup in the first game of the playoffs. But maybe it sends a pretty interesting message to the rest of the team.
Well, there you go. And it's a nice luxury to have if you have to have it, because now your backup goalie is Braden Holtby.
I guess so, yeah.
And you can look on the bright side. Your backup goalie is Braden Holtby. When Pittsburgh was running the tandem of Fleury and Murray, they got into the same kind of bit of competitiveness there, and it seemed to be a net gain for both.
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe Washington can pull the same trick.
And I see Washington a little bit like San Jose. Aaron Dell, their backup, he's playing so well this year. If they started him, they'd have Martin Jones as their backup. So
yeah,
pretty good.
Pretty good.
However, there has been Holtby rumors, trade rumors recently, that he could be moved at the draft.
Really?
He still has a couple of years left on his contract. This is very interesting. I don't think there's any weight to this rumor, but I heard it. I thought I'd say it anyway. You never know. Columbus is, in my opinion, defensively underrated. Bobrovsky is clearly, obviously, a big reason for that, but even in front of him, Columbus is a very good defensive team. They struggle to put the puck in the net. I don't know how they're going to do against Washington. On paper, it's a little tricky of a matchup, so I want to see it in person before I make any serious claims. But Washington's puck cycling on the power play and just in general is no different than it has been for the past 8 years. A lot of chemistry with those guys. Ovechkin in his office there on the top of that circle.
And to me, isn't that the key defensive strategy for any team that plays Washington? Don't let Ovechkin stand there. Just if you see him standing there, move him out of the way.
Yeah.
Just don't let him do it. And every team seems to leave him alone right in that spot. What's with that? Does he have a force field around him?
He's got the best shot in the league, and he always scores from right there. Yeah, it's amazing. Let's see. My player to watch in this series is Pierre-Luc Dubois. Keep your eye on him, center for Columbus. Young kid, very good in the face-off dot, very good in general, very fast. Keep your eye on him.
All righty. Go Woody.
Washington has more pressure in these playoffs than any other team in the playoffs.
You think so?
Absolutely.
You mean just any other team this year?
This year. Well,
okay.
Maybe. Toronto's got a lot of pressure too, but
yeah. But like Washington was the President's Trophy winner several times,
like every single year.
And I think that's a heck of a lot of
never
pressure.
been by the second round with Ovechkin.
Right. Now I think Washington finishing more mid-pack among the contenders. I would, if I were a Washington fan, and I'm not, I would try to build on that as
and I said
less expectation.
I said that before the season begins. They're not going to do as well as they did the previous year, and I think that's a good thing. There's less expectation, and that's right where they need to be. However, they were still pretty damn good this year in the regular season.
So lower expectation, but still a lot of pressure on the players themselves.
A lot of pressure, specifically Ovechkin.
Yeah.
So
his chances for winning a Stanley Cup as a member of the Washington Capitals dwindle every year as the team has to shed people and get rid of the salaries and all that. And keeping Ovechkin is an expensive prospect. And if he's going to win the Cup with the Washington Capitals, and it's not this year, I don't know when it is. Because it hasn't happened yet.
If it was going to happen, it should have happened already, considering the teams that they've had on the ice. Yeah,
precisely.
But another note here is Columbus needs to keep this 5-on-5.
Yeah.
If you look at look at the power play, 22.5 versus 17.2. You do not want to let Washington get on the power play, and if Washington draws a penalty, they're probably not going to be too worried about Columbus's power play.
No.
So I think they're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, and the good news about Columbus's situation is in the playoffs, referees tend to call fewer penalties. They tend to let a little bit more go and let the players decide things on the ice. So that weighs in Columbus's favor a little bit because they won't be exposed on the penalty kill like they were in the regular season. But when you've got 76.2 efficiency on the kill and the team playing you is 22.5 on the power play, that's a disconnect of numbers that weighs in Washington's favor.
Yeah,
so you want
absolutely.
to stay out of the box.
There's a 5% difference in the power play, and there's a 4% difference in the penalty kill. Washington is better in both.
Yeah.
So special teams, Washington is a big thumbs up here.
Yeah.
Columbus 5-on-5 hockey, that's all I want. So
Yep.
I'm picking Washington in 7 games. However, I would not be surprised if Columbus snuck this series out and upset Washington.
Really?
But I'm still picking Washington. But I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if Columbus.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Columbus.
Okay, I've just slept on Columbus because I'm picking Washington in 5.
Oh, in 5?
5 games.
You'll be sleeping.
I'll be sleeping. The cannon will wake me up once in a while, but for the most part, I don't think I'm going to hear a lot of cannon.
Oh.
So, yeah. I just think the matchup on paper is so overwhelming in favor of Washington here. The extra emotion that Ovechkin will have.
He's going to be a beast.
He's going to be an absolute beast. And if he can stay out of the box, because he's a guy who he racks up the penalty minutes too.
He throws his body weight around.
He really does. He's a hard charging player. He's hard on himself and he's hard on everybody around him, except for that force field that he seems to enjoy. So I think that gives a solid edge to Washington. But nothing I'm cheering for them. I think it's a great story if Columbus were to take that series.
I agree.
I wouldn't be depressed at all.
I wouldn't either.
So
I like Washington. I like Ovechkin, but I wouldn't be upset if Columbus won.
No.
Hopefully they don't have to face Pittsburgh in the second round, and because they've had to play them twice and lose to them twice in the past couple of years.
Yeah, that would be rotten.
And I would like to see Washington play Pittsburgh in the second round. Not saying that Philadelphia won't beat Pittsburgh. I'm just saying there's
Yeah.
Possibilities there.
Well, I think Philadelphia will beat Pittsburgh. If
hope
you've
they
watched
do.
already, you've seen me say that.
All right, guys. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it. If you did like this video, please hit the like button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Adios.